MAGA seems to be moving to justify child sex crimes, to provide some coverage and excuse, sanitize it. And it's really, really icky. I'm going to get into the weeds here. I want you to know that in our production meeting, Q and I had a conversation. This stuff is really like gross. It's disturbing, like my spirit. And I don't like to talk about it. I realize it's part of the gig, but of all the things, this is like the hardest for me. So, but we're going to do it. So yeah, I apologize in advance if I don't sound like myself. All right. This from The Independent. Megyn Kelly is being slammed for questioning whether Jeffrey Epstein was even a pedophile, even though the disgraced financier was convicted on child sex offenses. Kelly's critics have torn into her comments on social media, with some pointing to an interview she gave in 2018 in which she appeared to have a very different view. While interviewing a victim of alleged abuse in 2018 on her show, Megyn Kelly Today, the broadcaster went to great lengths to point out that the age of consent in California is 18, which means that, quote, there's no consenting for a 14 or even a 17-year-old in these circumstances, unquote. However, social media users have shredded a new claim former Fox News star made on the Megyn Kelly show. On the November 13th episode of her show, she claimed that a friend of hers, with an inside view of the Epstein case, believed that Jeffrey Epstein was not a pedophile. Quote, but that he was into the barely legal type, unquote, Kelly continued. Quote, like he liked 15-year-old girls. I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts.
You definitely are trying to make excuses. Forgive me for cutting you off.
No, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. But she goes on to say that he wasn't like into 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types who could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby, unquote. So I think you jumped out in front there, Q, and I'm glad you did, because I don't like this. This is just super icky to me. I'm a sort of person that I believe in age appropriate relationships. But I would imagine you'd have even more to offer this as a father of a daughter.
Is there more there though? Because she goes on to say more. It gets worse.
But I don't want to take up too much time, because we have. She's not the only person in MAGA talking about this. So let me share the video from Dean Withers. So, for those that don't know, Dean Withers is a person that we've used some of his content on the show before. He's the person who goes viral constantly for debating with MAGA supporters. He's in front of a mic. You never see the MAGA supporters, and it's just a conversation. You see him just going back and forth. He appears to be a very young man, and he's very sharp. So we're going to share some of an interaction that he had recently that also shows, I think, this push now that these Epstein files are kind of center stage in the cultural zeitgeist, what MAGA is doing to try to make it make sense, because they have two choices now: either admit that they've been tricked, or continue to support someone who, for all intents and purposes, is at minimum a strong associate of a pedophile, right? So here we go. This is Dean Withers.
Let's say you're right. I'll grant that you're right, and he's on the list and all the things, and you're right about all the accusations you've been making. Why is it wrong that he did those things? Trump in particular. Why is it wrong that he did those things?
Because child rape is wrong.
Why? Can you answer that?
Because you're raping a child?
Yeah, and what is wrong about that?
Are you asking me why it's wrong to rape children?
Yeah, I need you to tell me why it is wrong in your eyes
to rape children.
To do that. Yes. Do you need me to repeat it? Can you not hear me? Do you have too many in your ears, or what's up? Why is it wrong? Is that too hard of a question? You can mute me with the background noise if you want. I'm ready to hear your answer.
It's happening. It's actually happening.
That pearl clutching is so beta. Why don't you actually answer the question?
It's actually happening. He's calling me a pearl clutcher for saying that child rape is wrong.
No, because I asked the question. Why are you?
I didn't think this one would happen. You know, we see it often. They'll say that something's wrong, and then Trump will do it, and then they'll defend it. Did that with J6. Did that with the J6 pardons. Did that with the Medicaid cuts. Did that with the SNAP cuts. Just didn't think they'd do it with child rape.
Obfuscating. Let's just get to the point, bro.
I just didn't think they'd do it with child rape. And now we're seriously at that point where Trump's supporters are now saying that it's not wrong to rape children and asking why it is wrong to rape children.
That's pretty icky. I want to say one thing, and I don't really have anything else to say here. This idea that, I mean, what is a child really to MAGA? Because we did a story recently where there was a young Republican group chat where they were talking about Nazis and black people and immigrants and all that sort of stuff, and they were like openly racist in the group chat, and their chat got exposed. JD Vance came to their defense talking about, well, these are just kids, blah blah blah, and these people are in their late 20s, early 30s, you know what I mean? And I wonder what the MAGA world thinks of kids, the extent that they'd go to justify their worship of Donald Trump, to excuse his associations with a pedophile, to overlook his direct associations with underage, women. You remember, this is the president that said before he was elected.
Wait. Children. Underage women is something completely different.
Yeah. Children. Thank
when
you.
You're 75 and she's 20, she's an underage woman.
Yeah,
when she's 15, it doesn't matter what age you are.
Thank you.
She's a child.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these depraved zealots went from he didn't do anything to, okay, so he did it. Now what? Whoa.
Yo, right.
Say what you're saying is true. Why is that bad? Dean, for the first time and since we've been following him, couldn't
have nothing to say.
Because you never think you'll get to that point. You think, okay, we're going down this street and then there's a ledge. So now that we've walked all the way to the ledge, we'll both look at each other and acknowledge, okay, that's a ledge. Well, if you jump off, you're not going to survive. Not MAGA. For their Lord and Savior, Donald Trump, they will jump. No parachute, no bungee cord. Trump till I die. He can't do no wrong. They're a depraved zealot cult.
Yeah.
He's asking him and making fun of him for holding the position that it's wrong to sexually abuse children. Calling him a beta pearl clutcher. And he says some other foul things too about what he might have in his ears, why he wasn't responding fast. He wasn't responding fast enough because he was in disbelief that there was a human being on earth that he would have to take the opposite position of. Because I'm thinking when he woke up that morning, he never imagined that someone would take the opposite position of it's wrong to sexually abuse children. But these are the same people who told us to kind of get over it when they killed children. So what did we expect?